Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Tazz, and you are listening to or watching the Intro Podcast, and I'm excited because we are broadcasting out of the new studio in Fort Worth, Texas. I'm excited. If I was close to the little button, y'all would hear the crowd shouting and screaming. It would sound just like that. See, she can do that because she brushed her teeth this morning.
Wow, I hope you brushed yours.
What had happened was,
Close to have funky breath.
I'm excited because I also have a new co-host, but she's really not a new co-host because she's been here before. You know her from the Broken for Purpose podcast, the one and the only Glennette. What's up?
What up, what up, what up?
Okay, I have a question before we even start off because I don't want to pronounce this wrong for the duration of this longevity show that we're doing. Is your name Glennette or Glennette?
It's always the name. It is Glennette or Glennette.
Because I just, I hear people, whenever they refer to you as Glennette, and I'm thinking that we're talking about two totally different people because I don't know you by Glennette. What do you call, whenever you introduce yourself to somebody, what's your name is?
It depends. If I'm talking to a bill collector, it's Glennette. If I'm talking to just everyday people, it's Glennette.
Well, I'm going to call you what they call you, Glennette.
Okay.
I'm not going to call you Toby.
Don't know, because I want my feet.
You want your feet?
Yes.
Man, I am excited once again to just be back doing what I enjoy doing, and I'm excited to have you here as the co-host. Before we get into the show, of course, we always do this. What's going on?
With what?
With life? How are you?
I'm good. What can I say? I just taking it day by day.
Yeah.
Step by step.
Yeah.
Life be life and sometimes, but hey.
Life do be life, and I really want to talk about something, but I'm kind of apprehensive to do so. So I'm going to approach it from another aspect. And I think it's a topic that we're both dealing with.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, let's do this while we're on camera. I want people to see that this is a work in progress. This is our first show in the new studio, so we're setting things up. But I didn't want to not have shows because the entire studio isn't ready. As you can see, we good with the green screen, we good with camera, we good with microphones, just the other things. But let's turn our chairs and face each other. I want to gaze into your eyes.
Oh, wait a minute. Gaze into my eyes.
I want to gaze into your eyes as we converse.
Okay.
But shout out again to the new studio that we have been able to have. I thank God for favor. If you know me, I've always been this godly church head person. So shout out to favor from God to be able to be in a place where we can basically call our own. Like they cleaned out the office and they're getting keys and 24-hour access. I'm excited to be able to have guests that's going to be in there. We're going to sit down and we're going to chop it up.
Chop it up.
Build on some relationships. I'm excited. What's going on with Broken for Purpose? Yeah, put you on the spot. What's going on? Because we need some shows. So what's the what?
So the what is it's coming along. I have a couple of guests lined up. It's just about timing.
Yes.
And I'm trying to rethink the premise, of I don't want to be all over the place every week. Mm-hmm. I want to be able to build on it and make a brand out of it.
Yeah.
And so I know what I saw when I first started.
Right.
And I still want to go in that direction, but I want it to be more on the same avenue. My first thought with Broken for Purpose, the podcast, was for it to be community based. Mm-hmm. But community based covers a lot of different things.
Yes, it does.
And I still believe that I want to go that route. I want to have people on that may not have a platform and give them a platform. But I also want it to be inspiring.
Yeah.
Because broken for purpose is exactly what it means, that you're broken for a purpose. So I want to get more guests that have a story.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask. So, Broken for Purpose is like a healing podcast.
Yeah. Or help you on the road to healing.
Yeah.
Because I personally think that healing is a journey.
Yes.
And it doesn't stop.
Which was you like jumping into all of my questions, because then I was gonna ask, do you think there's ever a point in time? Because I was on X last night, Twitter, not the other X. I was on Twitter last night. And there was, I think his name, Music City on X. He was saying that he don't believe necessarily that you will reach complete healing, so it's okay to get out and date or get out to know people, not based on being 100% healed. Do you believe that there's a point in time where a person will reach that peak and say, I'm completely healed?
So I believe that there are so many different things that we need healing from.
Yeah.
That I may reach complete healing in one area, but not necessarily in all areas.
Right.
So say I have trust issues.
Okay.
And God has healed me of those trust issues. Okay. But that may not be the only thing that I need healing from. If I have trust issues, then I also have rejection issues. I have abandonment issues.
Yeah.
I have all these different type of issues that are tied up in one thing.
Yeah.
And I think that some people think because God has healed them from one thing,
that it encompasses everything.
Right. And so then when we're triggered in an area, I thought I was healed from that. You may be healed from an aspect of that, but not the whole thing. We're human.
Yeah.
We're multi-layered creatures, And so I believe that healing is a lifelong journey.
I've been in situations where I thought I was healed from something or someone until I was faced with it.
Right.
Because I remember going 2 or 3 years actually telling people, I'm healed from going through this. I'm healed from this happening to me. I'm healed from hating this person that done XYZ to me, until 3 years later, I saw this person on Facebook.
Of course. And I'm a firm believer in, I remember Pastor said that Pastor Sherman C.G. Allen, Christ Cathedral Church in Fort Worth, come see us.
That part.
But he made a statement once, and he said that a lot of times we think we're healed when what we've done is repressed it. And just because you repressed it, that's just pushing things down. And sooner or later, though, it's gonna bubble up.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of times that when we remove ourselves from situations, we think we're healed.
Yeah.
But it's not that we're healed. It's that we're not dealing with it.
Yeah.
We're not dealing with our issues. And so if I'm not dealing with it, I'm not around it, I don't see it every day, then I think, I'm healed. But no, it's just not in my atmosphere, so I never have to deal with it. So
it's like you putting a Band-Aid on a bullet wound.
Well, yeah.
you will think it's covered up until it get to the point to where it get infected or it just start bleeding all over the place.
And that's what scabs do.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it heals on the outside, but on the inside it's still a festering wound.
Yeah.
And so sometimes you have to pull that scab back so that infection can bleed out.
Yeah.
And that sometimes is just as bad as the first time you were injured.
And I think that's why some people deserve an Academy Award, because on the outside, I can make it look like everything's okay.
Right.
I can say the right thing, wear the right thing. I can wear the shirts that say I'm powerful, black woman, and I'm a black man. But whenever I go home, and I'm faced with the thing that I'm lying about being healed from, it punches me, because I know one of my insecurities before I decided to come back into podcasting live without just doing audio is the fact that I didn't want to come back on until Bell's palsy was over and I had complete use of my face, which is a good angle because they can't see. Because I didn't want to come back on knowing that the left side of my face still doesn't work.
Right.
So the insecurity was, with anybody, number one, is anybody gonna even take me serious because I look like, what's the movie, a split face, half split. I can't think of the movie, but.
You talking about in Batman?
Yes.
Yes. I know what you're talking
like, is anybody gonna take me serious because I don't look like what they're used to me looking like? Sat down with Bishop. First of all, I love the fact that as new as I am to the ministry, he don't have no clue. Like, he just gonna tell you what it is and you just gonna deal with it or whatever. Don't bother me no more. Well, he's never said that. But he was like, instead of you hiding the infirmity, if you believe that God is really gonna heal you, be you, let people see where you are now so that whenever God does what he does and people see you, my stomach growling, Jesus, people will only know that you were healed by God. But
Right.
if you don't let people see the infirmity,
Right.
they'll never ever know that God done anything for you. And I think that's how it is with people in general. If we don't allow people to see the mess sometimes, instead of just putting the glory report on Instagram.
Of course.
Like, people will never ever learn that there's a process, or those that are going through the same thing will never understand that, okay, it seems bad, it look bad, it feel bad, I want to give up. But I have this person that's saying they've gone through the same thing and they successfully made it out.
And that is it in a nutshell. I think as people in life, especially people that get to a certain level in life where people are watching them, that we forget that we've all been in the muck and the mire at some point in life, and that we never know who our story might help. You know, I want people to respect me. I want people to see who I am now. But there are people out there that are dying.
Yeah.
That are literally dying.
Yes.
Because they don't believe that anybody has gone through anything that they've gone through. That they don't believe that anybody could understand. You know, and so because we're hiding, because we're ashamed, or we don't want anybody to judge us or not like us, you know, we don't tell our story. Now, I'm not saying that you have to just throw up the whole story, because everybody can't handle everything.
Everybody can't handle your
know?
truth.
But there are parts that you can tell that we're just like, oh, I don't want anybody to know that I did that or I was that person. But there's people out there that have done that and are that person that just want to be better. Yeah. But they don't think that they deserve to be better. And that's where Broken for Purpose comes in.
That part. Yeah.
Because we have to understand that we are broken for a purpose. The things that we go through, they're not just for nothing. Yeah. They're not just for and giggles. Yeah. You know, there's somebody out there that you may be as close to God as they will ever get. Yeah. You may be as close to whatever that they may ever get. So they're watching you. And so we have to understand that the things that we've gone through, they're not always just about us. Yeah. We like to think that we're the most important thing in the world.
Yes, we do.
But that's not always true. And sometimes the things that we go through for others so that they can see that just because I've done this, just because I've done A, B, or C, just because, you know, I wasn't always this wonderful person, that I can still be used. I can still, even broken crayons color. Yeah. You get a box of them, you break them all, they still color.
A broken clock is right 2 times a day.
2 times a day, you know. And so we've got to realize that a lot of the things that we've gone through is for a purpose. But what is that purpose?
Being broken, though, just the word broken in general, whenever you think about just that word, you're like, I don't want it. Take it with you.
Who really wants it? Who wants to be broken? Who wants to be in pain? I don't. Yeah. You know, I've stubbed my toe, slammed my finger. Those are not things that I would like to repeat. Right. But there is this thing, and I think it's in Russia, that they will take broken pots, broken whatever, and they will infuse them with precious metals.
Okay.
Iron, gold, silver, and you can still see the scarring of these of these pots or whatever. You can see where they were broken, but they're stronger now.
Yeah.
And there's beauty because of the metals that they've used. There's beauty in these things. You're like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
You know, was it broken on purpose?
Yeah.
You know, so even in your brokenness, there's still beauty. God will still use you and beautify you.
Yeah.
You know, once maybe you break and you're trying to pick up those pieces and piece them together. God is the glue.
Yeah.
God is the precious metal that holds it together, makes it more beautiful, makes it stronger. But it's a process.
Yeah. I learned recently, whenever we had Entrepreneur Sunday, I cannot think of this young man's name. When I first came, he was on the camera. Dark-skinned guy, toned. I can't think of his name. But a part of his business, and this is like the perfect illustration of how broken can be beautiful. Whenever we interviewed him during the Entrepreneur Day in the Fellowship Hall, he showed me a guitar where he said, I just took perfect glass and just smashed it. And I took pieces from that broken glass and I put it on this guitar. And it was like the perfect mosaic art. I was like, so you mean to tell me this is just broke? That's the Dawson guy with the wife and the babies?
Yes, Quincy.
Quincy.
Yeah.
Quincy is ridiculous.
I saw that guitar.
I was like, this is ministry to me, because like whenever I saw the guitar, I was like, this is dope. And he told me how he done it, and I was like, wow. Like, painted it perfectly. Nothing was out of order. It looked like this is something that he purchased for a whole bunch of money.
Right.
But so like for me, that was the perfect illustration of how being broken, and whenever you put back together, not necessarily being put back together in the way that you were broken from, but being put back together in a way that still formed beauty.
Of course.
That still told a story.
Yes, I like that.
Like he told a story from glass that was once probably a vase or a drinking glass or whatever.
Right.
And he put it back together in a way that the beautification was something that was 10 times more beautiful before it was broken.
The creator knows what looks good.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. And that absolutely looked good. When can we expect some more from Broken for Purpose?
You just keep putting me on the spot.
Yes, I do. This is the fun part.
So, probably the beginning of next month.
Okay.
I'm looking to start again in October.
Okay. I am excited also to share that we have launched Spotlight Podcast Network, and under that already we have, I want to say 5 podcasts. Okay. Including Broken for Purpose. Yeah. We have one of your guests, Glennette McDonald. We have hers
swinging, coming out from the mat.
Swinging something.
It's coming up from the mat.
No, hold on.
If she's under you, you need to know these things.
I need to know, but we just talking off the cuff. Ain't none of this stuff rehearsed.
I have a guest coming. One of my guests. I cannot wait. His name is CJ Moss.
Is that the one that you sent me? The picture?
Yes.
I cannot wait either.
I cannot wait. He is a licensed sports massage therapist.
Yes, he is. And now we have a massage table on the other side. Yes. We're going to do your interview is going to be this. I have the perfect plan. No, wait. Listen.
What?
You can do the interview. But instead of talking about what he does, what better way to advertise your business than to let me be on the massage table.
You know what?
Praise the Lord when he do it. Yes, he will.
Let me tell you something about this young man, though.
Okay.
Not only does he do that, he is a phenomenal speaker.
Oh, wow.
I think that he should get a podcast, because I think he had one. Mm-hmm. And oh my God, I could listen into, some people just have that voice and that personality that you could listen and talk to all day long. Yeah. That is Mr. CJ Moss. So CJ, this is my shout out to you. What's up?
That boy.
Yes.
I feel the same way about Colton.
Blake.
Oh my God.
I love him. You remember when he was in the studio?
He was in the studio.
Yes.
I loved it. He was actually one of the moderators this past weekend.
Right. And When the Poets Pray. Which
was a phenomenal hand claps to Nia. When Poets Pray, I called it the Saturday. Oh my God. Mm-hmm. Like the panel discussion was one level. Pastor Ken, Pastor Ken, I think he thought that he was back in Plano on a Sunday morning. That man of God preached and taught something ridiculous. His wife, Miss Dana,
I love her.
This was my first time meeting her.
Really?
I love her testimony and how transparent.
Oh yeah.
As a matter of fact, that entire conference, when the poet prayed, that transparency from everybody was wonderful. So shout out to Neil for that.
The Bennetts have a YouTube channel.
Yes, they do.
And people should go out and check that out. Bennett TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Married couples, you definitely need to check it out.
They are hilarious.
I love them.
He does Sewell commercials.
Are you serious?
Yes. The first time I saw one of the commercials, I was like, I know him. But yeah.
Whenever I saw him, I was like, whenever he came through the door, I was like, man, God, I'm going to tell you ahead of time, I'm a fan. And he just looked at me, he was like, God bless you. One of their last episodes, sex therapy backfired. Like, just another one, surviving a sexless marriage.
I do not ever want one of those.
I cannot do it.
And I want to be married, but I don't want one of those.
No, anyway. Sex, I can't do that. How I lost 100K and nearly ruined my marriage.
Oh yeah, their YouTube channel is Marriage Space.
Yeah.
So y'all need to go out and check them out because they are wonderful.
Again, that is hashtag. We're on. Find him on Facebook, Kendrick Bennett, but on YouTube it is BennetLifeTV. You guys will be absolutely entertained because they're funny.
Very funny. Hilarious.
But at the same time, you will learn a lot because they, in the midst of the funny, they teach really good lessons.
They drop lots of good nuggets.
I wish, well, not when I was married because that wasn't the right man. Never mind.
Okay.
Lynette's podcast is called Coming Out Swinging.
Isn't that what I said?
Oh, you said something about the floor mat.
Coming out. Yeah, I probably did, but it's coming out swinging.
I think you thought you was doing yoga or something like that.
Well, no, hers is based on the boxing ring.
Yeah.
And so whether I said coming up from the mat or coming up
from the mat.
But I think she had a little conference call coming up from the mat or coming back from the mat. So, hey, Lynette. She'll actually be with me on this Friday recording some more content. So I'm excited about that. I want to do more content.
You need to.
Like,
you don't really have a reason not to get with me now because I'm the one doing the driving now to come to this studio. I feel like Charlamagne the God and DJ Envy whenever they driving from one side of New York to the other to get to the studio. I'm the one driving. So you don't have a reason not to.
I don't know how.
That's a shame. One of my favorite podcasts that I was able to convince. It took some time because I'm still a newbie. And for him to trust me with his baby. Sherman C.G. Allen walking through the word with Bishop Allen.
Yeah, yes, that's gonna be a good thing.
He has some really dope numbers already. And when I say just teaching the word, just plain straight, no Well, I'm not gonna say no big words because sometimes he make me think I need to go back to
You
college.
probably do. We all do.
Because he's a philosopher, like a real philosopher.
He's very much knowledgeable.
Yes, he is.
Listen, he's like when the back in the biblical days when Jesus came up missing for a couple of days and the parents found him in the synagogue and the teachers were sitting at his feet. Yeah.
I love the fact that I kind of brag because I get Wednesdays like that. And y'all don't understand how hard it is for me whenever he's teaching, how hard it is for me not to say.
Can you say that word on?
Hey, this is my show. If they don't like it, they just won't listen.
I mean, ain't there some FCA guidelines?
Oh, no.
Oh.
If I have explicit language, all I have to do is just mash the button that says I have explicit language. But I absolutely love the fact that I get that because I was done. I hadn't been to church since COVID. I was done. I was like, I ain't going back because these folk, all they trying to do is sleep with me. I'm just saying. Y'all already know my story, so it's no big surprise. But they came in while I was in the hospital. Him and First Lady Co-Pastor Tonya Allen, and they changed my mind for the most part.
Oh, yeah.
And this has been home ever since.
I've been here for 25 years.
Wow.
Yeah. I was a kid when I came. I was a feral kid.
A who kid?
A feral. Feral.
Okay.
Wild and out of control.
Let's get into some good stories, some funny stories, something that I still don't understand what's going on. But I've been waiting to talk about this presidential election for a couple of weeks, months, or whatever. How do you feel about, from a female point of view, of everything that's going on?
As far as?
The whole, just, the policies. Okay, I know that recently Donald Trump came forth and he was like, he would be the perfect president when it came down to women's reproductive, or all that. But at the same time, he's also the president that was excited to overturn Roe versus Wade.
Isn't he the one that overturned it?
Yes.
Yeah.
So for him to come back now and say, I'm the perfect president for you, woman. As a woman, how does that make you feel?
It actually makes me feel no kind of way. Here's the thing. I am not political. Okay. I do my due diligence. I go out and I vote.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that the presidency, the person that is the president, doesn't necessarily have the power.
Correct.
Now, Donald Trump, in my opinion, was a bully.
Yes.
And so when he was in office, he did a lot of things because who's gonna check me, boo?
That part.
Right? When I have dirt on you, who's gonna check me?
Mm-hmm.
So I believe that he has dirt on so many people that while he's the president, he will basically do what he wants to do.
Yeah.
Now, for a normal person to be in presidency, just like when the Obamas were in office, and people were like, well, they didn't do this, they didn't do that. Okay, but he's not necessarily the one that has the power.
I just had this conversation with somebody.
And so that's why you don't just vote during the presidential elections. You have to vote during all elections.
Yes.
You have to vote for the judges that you want in office. You have to vote for Congress, for Senate, because that's where the power is.
Yes.
That's where bills are passed.
Yes.
The president can make an executive decision and sign a law into order, but Congress and the Senate can veto all that and snatch all that power back.
Which is what I think a lot of stuff that happened with Obama. I think a lot of stuff that he wanted to get done just didn't pass.
And not only that is, I can make all kind of promises. And in my heart, I believe in what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. I believe it. Look, I want to help you. I want to do this, that, or the other. And then when I get to where I'm getting, there are so many people that I have to make happy in order to keep whatever little power that I have to be able to help in any little way that I can.
Yeah.
And so what I have promised you may not necessarily happen.
True.
Because listen, I thought it was gonna be easier. It's not that easy. So I just, when it comes to the presidential election, I really, I believe that he shouldn't be in office. I definitely believe that.
Yeah.
Just because of the things that have happened since he got in office in the first place. As far as Kamala, people are like, her policies change. She flip-flops. She's not this. She's not that. I believe that as we grow and mature, our minds do change.
They do.
I've never really, like I said, I'm not political, so I've never really just gone in depth, because I believe that whatever's going to happen is going to happen. And I'm the middleman. I'm at the low totem pole, so I'm just going to have to learn to deal with it. I have no power. There's nothing that I can do except go vote to eradicate change. All I can do is make a change in my own little small community. That's all that I can do. That's my personal belief. So am I going to vote for her?
I am too.
She's a black woman, so of course I'm going to vote
that
for
boy.
her. Hey, I don't believe that she can do any worse than anybody else.
She can't do any worse than the worst that Trump is gonna do if he gets in office.
I don't believe she can do any worse than anybody else. I don't believe that she's a bigot. I don't believe that she's a racist, because being racist and being a bigot are two different things. I don't believe that she has hate for one race more than the other. So that alone, what's the worst that she can do?
You check my boxes whenever I can say that I know that you're not this or that.
So whatever else you are,
pick the lesser of two evils.
Exactly. So.
But I want to start with something you said, which I think is frankly disgusting and is more appropriate for a Democratic propagandist. Violence.
Senator, this happened after you and President Trump were on the debate stage, said that cats and dogs were being eaten.
You just accused me of inciting violence against the community, when all that I've done is surface the complaints of my constituents.
He just said Haitians are eating dogs and cats.
If I have to,
but it wasn't just a meme,
create stories so that the American media actually pays attention to the suffering of the American people, then that's what I'm going to do, Dana.
Well, I don't think people realize the damage that rumors can do to people's lives.
How do rumors get started? Started by the jealous people, and they get mad, see something they had in somebody else's holding.
Is that look at all these rumors?
Yeah, Club Nouveau.
Who?
Club Nouveau, back in the day.
Y'all, she just told y'all the whole age.
Listen, I am 51 years old.
Trump made incentive. I hate these words. He made remarks suggesting that Haitian migrants were eating pets, which stirred up a lot of controversy and backlash. Trump claimed that immigrants, specifically Haitian migrants, were eating dogs, cats, and wild geese, which became these claims have been widely debunked as baseless and misleading. I think first and foremost, before I say something like that, I'm going to research myself. And I'm not just saying looking at somebody's social media feed.
It's normal people. Normal people do that.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. That's what they used to call yellow journalism.
Okay.
So yellow journalism back in the day meant that you would say things to get a reaction.
Okay.
So you sold more newspapers, you sold more reading material. And so that's all. When it comes to stuff like that, there's a method to his madness, in my personal opinion. Opinions are like buttholes. Everybody has one. So in my personal opinion,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
There's a method to his madness. When he says stuff like that, the first thing people are going to do is start clicking, yes, trying to see what he's talking about. So that he's getting more attention. He's getting his name out there. And he don't care. They say we like to say all publicity is not good publicity, but
as long as you mentioning my name.
Exactly. And you have to remember, before he was a president, he was a TV person.
He was The Apprentice. You're fired.
And he was on many TV shows.
Yeah.
So he understands the game.
Yeah.
He understands that as long as he's relevant,
that there's a possibility.
Of course.
Yeah.
And that's what he's doing. He's staying relevant.
He is.
As long as my name is always out there,
yeah,
I'm going to be on people's mind.
But think about this, though. The state that he's talking about is a swing state.
Okay, and?
Which means if you're making my state look bad, because even the senator, governor, the state heads have already come out and said everything Trump's saying is completely false.
Okay.
Even from I was listening to the readout where they made a statement. I don't know if it was recently or a little while ago, but they were saying that because so many Haitians, I want to say like 15,000, a roundabout number, was there, that the health cases, as opposed to HIV and all of these other health cases or health issues, because the Haitians were there now, that the health was more endangered, and the health officials there basically came out and said, no, this is the healthiest we've been since about 2016.
That don't mean they're not gonna vote for you.
I think that there's a possibility that because there's so many Haitians in that area, and then you have to think about it whenever you're talking about Haitians, you may just be talking about this one particular city or state, but whenever you talk about Haitians, you're talking about a community of people who are registered to vote. But so since they come out with this, they're eating the geese and the cats and the dogs and everything, the endangerment that it has caused for the Haitian community, or just for that state in particular, in Springfield, I know they had to close down elementary schools and all this over what has now come out to be a proven lie, because JD Vance was doing a show recently where he basically was like, I know we making stuff up, but we making stuff up because we have to get attention.
And they can get away with it.
But do you not realize you're making stuff up and you putting babies' lives in danger?
But the thing about it is they don't care.
Pretty much, they don't.
And here's my issue on that. You're talking about the same man that when he first got elected, it was a lot of racism.
Yes.
And we've always known there's been racism, but it became completely
apparent, like you can see it.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's because of the things that he said.
Yeah.
And so why do you think this would be any different? Now, cats and dogs, okay, whether they're eating them or not, communities have done that for years. You know what I'm saying? You had that. They said it about the Asian community.
Yeah.
When they had the Olympics in Korea,
they
were telling people don't take your dogs down there because they're going to eat them.
Yeah.
We don't know.
At all.
We're not there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As far as eating the geese, that's a duck. I eat duck.
I haven't had duck yet.
I've had turkey and duck together. So, I mean,
I need you to put it on your grill, whenever you be barbecuing at the house and you be putting videos.
No, because y'all not going to embarrass me.
What's the embarrassment?
Because I can't grill.
That's true.
That is true. We're not going to do that. We're going to go on to the next point. Because you're trying to be funny.
I'm not. I just I want to taste some duck for the first time.
Well, Thanksgiving is coming. I'm pretty sure somebody's cooking duck. We have to find somebody to cook it.
You can't cook it at all?
Oh, no. I can't cook a duck. I can eat it.
Gosh darn it. Well.
It's the other dark meat.
I promise y'all. Y'all just have to know Glennette to know Glennette. She's a whole bunch of stuff.
And it's all good. Thank you very much.
She's a Christian.
I am Christ-like.
I'm a Christian.
I can't stand you.
But in the meantime, in between time, I just wanted to talk about that because I think that we have to be careful of what we say. Like you said before, how whenever you're running for office, you make promises to people because you believe that if you can make this promise and you can convince the person to believe that they'll vote. The same way with these rumors. If you can convince people that somebody is wrong, not understanding the damage that it does to people that have absolutely nothing to do with it. Because I'm pretty sure the schools that were shut down was not 100% Haitian.
But do you think they care?
Of course they don't.
So then that means that you're just preaching the air.
Well, the air is going to hear me. Let's go.
So I'm a reader. Yes. And I love to read. And I love new words because, it makes me feel intelligent.
Of course.
And maybe I want to cuss people out with proper words or biblical words. I hope your crops wither and die.
She said,
I'm just kidding.
I'm going to use that one on somebody today.
I'm just kidding. But
no, she's really not, but
really not. But I don't think that I'm super proper or use big words. I really don't. I just like to read. I'm very well read. When I was a kid, as most people know, I was raised in foster care.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a hard time in school. Not the learning part, but the social part.
Yeah.
The being around other kids. I had social anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
I could not walk down the hallway. I couldn't go to classes. I couldn't talk in front of people. It was horrible. And I would skip school and go to the library and read all day.
Wow.
And then come back to school, get on the bus, and go wherever it is I was going.
Mm-hmm.
So, when people say that, I just try and be the best that I can be.
But I think, so like for me, I used to feel a certain type of way whenever I would meet somebody and they'd be like, why are you acting white? Nigga, I'm not acting white. I just have a little education. I just actually went to school and learned something. It's not me acting a certain kind of way.
I didn't go to school.
She didn't say that. She said she didn't go to school this morning.
No, I didn't. I have an 8th grade education. Everything else is self-taught.
For real? All right, so how did, right now in 2024, how does it feel, how do you feel knowing that wherever you are in your success is not necessarily because of going to a full 12 year?
So honestly, a lot of my closest friends have college degrees.
Okay.
And I'm talking about past the associate. And sometimes, I'm not even gonna lie, sometimes I feel some kind of way because I'm like, I'm the dumbest person in my circle.
Wow.
I mean, you asked me how I felt.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel. I don't necessarily think that I'm less than, but I'm like, if I had this or if I had that, then I could do this or I could do that.
So does it feel limited?
Sometimes I do. It's like that game called Life.
Yeah.
You remember the game called Life?
Yeah.
And sometimes I feel like I took the long way around,
mm-hmm.
And at this point in my life, people are like, well, you can go to school. People go to school. But I have like not one college credit.
Yeah.
And so when people tell me that, I don't think they really, you don't really understand. It's not that easy. Because most people that say, oh, you can still go to school, they have these degrees.
True.
And I think that in taking the long way around in life, it educated me in life,
mm-hmm.
Which is, you can't count that out.
Yeah.
But the world don't care about your life
Facts.
education. You know, it doesn't care that I have all these skills, the skill set that I learned hands-on. They want the paper behind it.
Doesn't matter if you know it. If you don't have a paper, you don't know it.
Right. I could probably do the same. I can do the same job as somebody that has a master's degree in something.
And I can do it better than them.
In some cases, probably.
Yeah.
But because I don't have that written education, then it limits me from being able to move forward.
Yeah.
You know, and then there are certain things that I don't want to do. Like I work in the medical field. I don't want to be a nurse. You know, I would love to, and I work in the emergency room, and I love smoozing with the patients. You know, if I could smooze with the patients and get paid,
done deal.
You know, I love talking to people. That's my thing.
Yeah.
I love talking to people, but not like, I don't like the spotlight on me all the time.
Oh, wow.
I mean, you know, with people staring, I don't know if you've ever had social anxiety. See, Jason says that's not a thing either. Notice I'm plugging his name quite a lot. He says social anxiety is not a thing.
Okay.
I beg to differ.
I beg to differ
But
too.
we'll talk about that when he comes on.
Yes.
But I have a fear of getting up in front of people and talking. That's why I don't do it often. I love to put things together and let other people talk. Yeah. But, you know, it gives me the itchies.
Okay.
You know, the underarms itch, your head start itching, everything start itching. I get nervous.
Okay.
I hope you put on deodorant.
I had to check. I think I'm good for about 20 minutes.
But now, give me something that I know, like, you know, I can get up and talk about it if I'm very, very, very knowledgeable in it.
Yeah.
But crowds make me nervous, which makes my memory short out.
Yeah. Understand. Yeah. Yeah.
This I can do all day because it's not 100 people sitting in front of us looking at me. You start, what you say, yet?
Yeah.
You gonna do this in front of a live audience?
Oh, when we get the live audience, it's gonna be all the way up.
That's not a podcast, then. That's a talk show.
What you think I'm trying to do? I ain't trying to just.
I'll be a host. So I want to do a little segment, not now, but you know, book reviews, movie reviews.
Yes.
Music reviews.
Yes.
I'm excited about that.
So it'll be your segment in the next show, so get ready.
Yes, because I got this author that I want to talk about. Her books be banging.
What kind of books do you read?
Okay. So, my favorite kind of book is paranormal romance.
Wait a minute.
That's my dirty little secret. Paranormal romance. I've been reading that since I was 13. Oh my God! Now he's looking it up, trying to see what it is.
I have to see because I've never heard of this term before.
It's a whole movement. It's a whole group of people out there.
According to Wikipedia, paranormal romance is a subject genre of both romantic fiction and speculative fiction. Paranormal romance focuses on romantic love that includes elements beyond the range of specific explanation from the speculation fiction genre of fantasy, fiction, and horror. This is too much. Let
me tell you what paranormal romance is. I'm better than Wikipedia. So paranormal romances are two different genres. Okay, you have your romance. Because I'm a closet romantic. I believe in love. Okay. Then you have your paranormal, which is horror, fantasy, goblins, ghosts, werewolves, vampires.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. So you put it together and you put it in a contemporary setting, which would be now. So I'll give you a prime example, and then we'll go on. Yeah. But I have one of my favorite authors. Her name is Nalini Singh. Okay. She's just one of my favorite authors, but she writes paranormal romance, and she has a couple of genres. She has what we call a psi changeling romance. So psi changeling is a hyphen right there in between. Psi is for the psychic, changeling is for shifters.
You already lost me.
So you have this world that's set in like 2080, and you have people that have psychic powers, telekinesis. They can set things on fire. They can move. They can talk to, telemetry. They can touch stuff and see the past or the future. You have people that just see the future.
Okay.
Different things. Then you have your shifters, bears, wolves, birds. They change into other things. Panthers. So you have your side changeling. The psychic people think that they're more important than the changeling. Then you have your humans, like right there in between. Yeah, it's really.
This is a lot.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to study this definition.
Listen, I'm a reader. I used to read horror. Stephen King, John Strawn.
Oh, yeah.
But my imagination is way better than any movie. So I used to have nightmares, and Pastor was like, you need to stop reading that stuff.
That part. Yeah. That's why I can't watch certain movies by myself. I'm excited to have done this first show on today. DFW time is almost 5 p.m. Just enough time for me to catch all the traffic. But we leave the show with final words. So my final words is simple. I am excited to be able to be back on the air. I'm excited to be in a situation where we have a studio that is set. I'm excited because with everything that I'm doing with the equipment or whatever, I had to invest in myself in order to reach certain goals or certain accomplishments that I wanted to reach. So my advice on today's show is sometimes instead of waiting for other people to invest in us because of what we believe is going to work, sometimes we have to invest in ourselves, because one thing I don't do now, I don't play about the podcast. I don't play about the microphones. I don't play about stuff because I know what I had to sacrifice financially to get this. So because I know what that sacrifice looks like, I treasure it more. So sometimes you have to forget about worrying about who else is going to support and just support yourself.
Oh, those final words.
Those final words.
Okay, well, first of all, I just want to thank you for the opportunity to be your co-host.
Absolutely.
I want to thank you for the opportunity that you've always pushed me into this. So being back on the air is like surreal, but I'm very excited about it. I'm excited about merging our talents together and, just making something special happen. So DFW, watch out because we're coming.
I'm excited about everything. But do me a favor, follow us on social media. You tell them your social media first.
I'm on Facebook, Glennette Nelson. That's me. Instagram, author Glennette Nelson.
Okay.
I tell you what, if you just want to follow me, it's Glennette Nelson. Put that in there and
it's just going to pop up.
It's going to pop up.
Of course, if you want to follow me on social media, it's iamtrevayne, iamtrevayne. Hopefully it's at the bottom of the screen, but if not, again, it's going to be in the description of the show. You want to follow the show, you can follow the Intro Podcast on all social media, and on YouTube, it is Spotlight Podcast Network. I'm looking forward to building with you the recording artist, the politician, the doctor, the motivational speaker, the person with a brand that's looking to reach an untapped audience. I'm looking to build with you. Our contact information for that is definitely in the description. Reach out so that we can make some things happen. We still have enough time to increase your audience before the end of the year. All it takes is you to make one move. So once again, it's your boy Tazz
and Glennette.
This is the Intro Podcast. We out.
Booyah.
Oh, y'all, she did that. I was just gonna be like, I'll see y'all later. But I guess do it again.
Booyah.
I'll see y'all later. Love y'all. Holla at your boy. Shouts out to Bishop Sherman C.G. Allen, co-pastor Tonya Allen, and the Christ Cathedral Church. I hope y'all don't like the content. I love y'all.